Sander Kaplan. I'm the president of Candies Coachworks Incorporated. Recently, we're celebrating over 30 years of business with our 30th motor coach. All the coaches are built by Prevost, and I still have all the coaches. So I have coaches from 1998 all the way to 2013. The reason I use the name Candies is I used to work in a women's clothing store in the mall while I was in college. They had this pink neon sign, and the guy took down the sign because he bought the space and called it something else. And my roommate came in there and said, "Hey, what are you doing with that pink neon sign that says Candies?" He says, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Do you want it?" And my roommate said, "Sure, I'll take it." While I was here, he used to own a teen club, and the teen club folded. He had a bunch of equipment that he left in a warehouse, and he taught me how to DJ, and so I became a disc jockey, and I started DJing in the nightclubs. One night, a bride came up to me and she said, "Can you DJ my wedding?" And I said, "Sure." But after I said sure, I really didn't have any equipment or any records or anything like that. So I asked my roommate what they were doing with that equipment, and he said, "It's just sitting in the warehouse." I asked him if I could use it, and he said, "Yeah, you could use it if you just give us maybe $50 for the gig for using the equipment." And I said, "That's fine." Well, I was only charging $170, and so for me to put all this equipment in there and have no records, I really wasn't making any money on my first gig. I had to borrow the records from the nightclub. Whether they knew that or not, I'm not sure until this time, whether they knew I took those records or not for the night. But I did go and do the lady's wedding, and it was very successful, and I realized that I could make money doing this. Before I knew it, I had 8 vans, 8 DJs, and I was doing 8 parties every Friday and every Saturday night for weddings or fraternities or sororities around the Gainesville, Florida area. And all this really started with a $500 loan from my mom. I didn't have any money to move up to Gainesville, so she gave me the $500 to get myself up here. And I basically started the business with 0 money, just borrowing equipment, because I just had no money. And we did the limousine business. We got up to 8 vehicles in the limousine business until about 2008, I would say, when everything kind of crashed. And other forces decided, you know, between Uber and all these other things that were going on in the economy, we decided to get rid of most of those limousines and buy some motor coaches in 2006. The way I did that was I went back to my mom and borrowed $45,000 from her, which I didn't have, and it was all the money she had. And I told her if she lent me the money, not only would I pay her back, but I would take care of her and make sure that she was in good shape. So I bought my first Prevost from Jacksonville, and it was a 2000 model with 330,000 miles on it. It was in good shape, and I had to clean it up a little bit and get it out on the road, and it was ready to go. So that's how we really started with our first coach. We've been buying Prevost motor coaches now since 2006, and now we're starting to buy newer coaches. They're still pre-owned because we feel like that's our business model. We were told from the first time we bought a coach, keep buying these coaches. These pre-owned coaches will pay for your newer coaches, and that should be a great business model for you. So I really appreciate what Prevost does for us, and I think it's a win-win.